Hey, what's up guys? This is Coils CJC Off-Road, and today we are here to discuss Carli's Spec 2.0 leveling kit. We find this as the most budget-friendly, entry-level custom tune option on the market for these Ram 2500 HD trucks. And as we deep dive into these kits, we'll go ahead and show you guys why. At the very heart of these systems are 2 coil springs and 4 shocks. Now, if you look at the different options on the market, you'll find that most leveling kits consist of 2 coil springs and 4 shocks outside of the basic spacer setups. What's unique to the Carli setup is the amount of custom tuning that goes into both the coil springs and the shocks. And what I mean by that is the Carli systems will actually use a different spring depending if the truck is a diesel or a gas application. Most aftermarket leveling kit manufacturers do not offer this. What's also cool about these coil springs is they essentially allow for almost double the factory suspension travel. So not only are you getting a softer ride with these coil springs, you're actually getting more performance as well due to the fact that the springs allow for so much more suspension travel. Paired with those coil springs are 4 custom tuned shocks. Carli custom builds these Spec 2.0 shocks from the ground up, every bit of them being custom in-house, basically custom tailored to match the coil springs they go with. So on the diesel systems, you're going to have very specific diesel tuned shocks. On the gas systems, you're going to have gas specifically tuned shocks. This may sound like a very common sense thing, but nobody else on the market actually offers custom tuned shocks depending if your truck's a diesel or gas application. And that's what's really so unique. At this price point, there is nothing, no other budget oriented leveling kit that is custom tailored for your specific truck application. Now, again, this may seem silly, but just having custom tuned shocks exactly for the application, it makes all the difference with these kits. So while there are coil spacer options that do on the cheap, you don't get the ride quality these custom coil spring setups offer. There are other coil spring setups on the market that offer lighter spring rates, but then you get a floaty, mushy feeling front end. What's really cool about these systems is the custom tuned shocks, depending if your truck's a diesel or a gas application, really do translate to not only a softer ride, but also a very controlled ride as well. So you go over a dip, something that would make a very soft leveling kit feel floaty, feel, like almost like 70s Cadillac-like. It's still soft with these kits, but it's also very controlled. And you're not only gaining a ride quality benefit, but you're getting a handling benefit as well with these leveling kits. Now, a lot of people come to us first and foremost when researching leveling kits to fit larger tires. Being that these trucks utilize a radius arm front end, there's no issue fitting larger tires with a 2.5 inch front lift. What's very unique to these is the fact that you're getting a lot more than just a lift, and you're getting improvement in ride quality as well. And that kind of opens a whole other side to the leveling kit argument, right? Because not only are you improving how the truck looks, fitting larger tires, you're actually improving how the truck drives as well. So again, that's why this is, being a budget leveling kit, is the most popular Carli system we sell. In terms of options for these kits, Carli, as you'll notice, if you look at these systems on our website, Carli offers a variety of options for these. If you are going to add one option to these leveling kits, let it be the adjustable track bar. These front ends on these trucks are relatively simple in terms of geometry. It doesn't take a whole lot to fix the geometry when only going up 2.5 inches taller than stock. The one thing that does kind of go out of whack when going 2.5 inches over stock is the fact that the front axle will actually push toward the driver's side a bit. Now, an alignment shop can essentially correct how the truck drives with the front axle offset slightly to the side. That said, adding the adjustable track bar, you actually recenter the front axle under the front of the truck. Not only that, you are gaining a much heavier duty track bar as well. If you look at the Carli track bar next to a stock track bar, there's no comparison essentially. You're going from a cheap vulcanized bushing on both ends to a custom capture uniball on the frame side of the Carli track bar, and a heavy-duty FK rod end on the axle side. This is stuff that was unique to full-on custom off-road suspensions back in the day. Carli's kind of taken all these ideas and this technology and applied it to these track bars at a relatively budget-friendly price point where you can just slap the track bar on the front of the truck with a leveling kit and realize the benefits of having these heavy-duty joints on your truck's front track bar. You do not have to buy that track bar up front. You can simply put the leveling kit on the truck, drive it for a while. If you decide you want to add the track bar later, by all means, you can add the track bar later. Speaking of other things you can add later, we mentioned there were a lot of upgrades available for these Carli leveling systems. Say you want to further improve ride quality on the line, you have the option to add other upgrades, such as Carli's torsion sway bar, You can add Carli's low mount steering stabilizer. You can add Carli's high mount steering stabilizer. Those are all relatively cost-effective options you can add to the base leveling kit to further enhance the driving experience. We have an entire other video focused solely on the torsion sway bar. If you're curious what the benefits are of that, we recommend taking a look at that. We also have an entire other video on steering stabilizers on these trucks. If you're curious about the benefits of those, we recommend watching that video as well. We really go into depth in terms of what those upgrades do for these trucks. To give a brief summary of what the torsion sway bar does, essentially it is freeing up the front axle to move more freely under the truck. You pull into a driveway at speed, instead of the hard side-to-side rocking, the truck just stays planted. You go on an uneven road, the truck is much less inclined to throw you around. It's just going to feel flat. One of the more noticeable improvements in terms of ride quality for the money spent. In terms of the steering stabilizer, very simple what it does. It basically provides damping to your truck's front steering system. So you hit a pothole going down the road, the steering wheel's not going to feel like it wants to jerk out of your hand. Steering stabilizer essentially stands to reduce steering wheel feedback and provide a more enjoyable driving experience when running larger tires under these trucks. But at the end of the day, the really cool thing with these Carli Leveling kits is you don't have to add a bunch of supporting modifications to make them work. Out of the box, the Carli Leveling kit works great as it is. If there's one thing we recommend adding out of the box, again, it's the adjustable track bar. If you want to spend a little bit more money, the Carli torsion sway bar and a steering stabilizer will be great as well, but by no means are they required to enjoy what these leveling kits offer for these trucks. We do offer a lot of nice coil spring option leveling kits on our website. Again, what's unique to these Carli systems is the fact that you are gaining custom tuning, custom springs at a budget-friendly price point. This simply didn't exist in the market before. Most leveling kits previously were just designed to fit larger tires. This is an entirely modern take on the leveling kit, and it is the reason why this has become one of the most popular products we offer for these Ram HD trucks. A lot of you guys might ask, what wheels and tires can I fit with these leveling kits on my truck? Short answer is, it is possible to fit a 38.7-inch tire with minor trimming and the right wheel offset. We have an entire standalone video dedicated to this, so if you are curious about that, feel free to give that a watch. We put a lot of time and effort into basically going into detail on different options. That said, what's really cool about these leveling kits is you do not even have to change wheels and tires. You are already running a lighter spring rate and custom tuned shocks. So if you want to keep your stock wheel and tire configuration, you can still realize the benefits of one of these leveling kits on your truck. That said, if you guys have any questions in terms of what can fit or what we recommend for your particular use case, by all means, we're happy to help you guys throughout the build process. We enjoy doing that here at CJC Off-Road. So if you enjoyed what you watched, feel free to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching.